If I were to model my management, how I would want to do it would be in the same vein that Paul and you do over at Law. Like, really just, I don't care how long we're together, but while we're together, I'm going to go 110% for you, and
And
really
that's the
help.
cool
And
thing too, is
that's,
you need that ride or die, because if your
yeah,
label's not excited about you, whoever you're trying to like sell yourself to, they're not going to be excited
Yeah.
about you. So it's like really cool that they're that excited. And it's like every Tuesday we have a phone call,
yeah.
like just to go over what's going on. And it's like that's really cool. Like even when he's like touring and stuff, he'll make time for that phone call. And it those little things are like really special for sure.
Well, what's nice is that they also have proactive bands too. Like, all of you guys are such hard workers, and I didn't realize, even getting in the management, I'm like, I can do everything in my power to help these bands, but if they don't put in the work and aren't receptive to trying things that are going to be more long term than short term, also just to round everything out. And I just I don't think, on one hand, like, bands also realize how hard it is, like how much of my own money I put into it, especially being an independent manager. People have said, well, why don't you just join like some of the bigger management groups? And on one hand, I would love to, and I do see a lot of them out there that are doing things the right way and doing, really good things with these artists. But I've also liked being that person that's like, I don't want to say a stepping stone, because I don't want to be a stepping stone per se, but I love working with independent or new artists. And that doesn't always fit with a big management group. Sometimes you need proven things, especially if you're going to put money into it, just on a business scale. And then I've also liked the one-on-one and being able, like you said, to be the ride or die person. I don't need to manage 5 bands, but if I could manage one that's doing well and progressing, and then another one that's more of a developmental thing, that would be perfect for me. And also, I really got into this, and I said it from the beginning, that I got into this with my business degrees and going and getting that and business analytics, because I really want to do right by the band. Like, if you're paying me, I want to be able to actually help you financially and set you up for success. So you don't have to be a millionaire, touring, but we'll make it so that you have enough that you can tour and not worry about paying rent. You can have savings for the bands and work with the producers you want to work with, and then have savings for your family and to plan your own future. And you don't need a millionaire to do that, but you do have to be smart and you do have to make good choices. And there is a lot of luck in the music industry. But that's the reason that I've never actually hopped on, and I really want to do things my way. And I know that my way is going to take longer than other ways, because I don't have as many resources or don't have as much money to do certain things. But I also think I can do a lot with a little. So I just love management. I love bands, and I really love the independent scene, and I really support that scene, because I really feel like that's where some of the best music comes from, but it doesn't always get the most exposure.
I honestly think that you know, with management and stuff like that, is like when it's meant to be, it just kind of fits. You know what I mean? It's like I
Yep.
really haven't picked up management yet, because I haven't really
Yeah.
necessarily like found that fit. But like how you're saying is like from your perspective, like, if the artist is like, not wanting to do, like, push themselves, it's like really hard for you to do that. And it's like you can
Yeah.
bring the horse to water, but you can't make it train.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's like I think one of the things I look at too is like how you were saying, like, you don't have to manage all these bands, but like I like it when there's like just one, like someone has 1 or 2 bands under their belt, because
Mm-hmm.
that's when I feel like there's an equal amount of work going into each band. It's feasible to manage that amount, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know, you just really want that like ride or die person, the person who just
Yeah.
believes in you really hard. So like, I mean, I like you have a good thing going like on your own, and I think that like the long haul thing is really what is important,
Mm-hmm.
and like that's kind of what I look for in a manager, right? Is like somebody who wants to like be with me for a long time. So how you're saying that, like, okay, you may not have the resources or the connections or whatever, but you have the attitude and you have the drive, and that sometimes will take you like so much farther
Oh
than
yeah.
anything else,
Mm-hmm.
because you just have to show that you're hungry. And if you're hungry and you meet up with an artist that's hungry, you're both hungry together, like you don't need a big management company or
Pizza
anything like that.
Yeah, I was
party.
gonna say you need a big meal though, because y'all both hungry. But
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, I love that. And again, it might take me 5 years to do something that someone else can do in 3, but I'd rather, you know, spend the money and do things right the first time and then not worry about it down the road, you know?
Yeah, there's so many factors that go into like what makes an artist successful, but number one, the common thread is you have to be hungry. You have to be willing to work
Yes.
every day at it, you know.
I've
Because
worked with people.
everybody's hungry, so you have to be hungrier
Yeah.
than the
Right.
next person.
Yeah.
So it's like
Right.
you can't just be a little bit hungry. You got to be hungry every single day because people are coming for your spot.
I say this all the time. I say when I meet with, especially with ones that are like that are really kind of new and like you said before we both started working, we were just show attendees. We did not see the other side of it. Now that we've been on the other side of it, I also think that's what helps me even more as a manager is that I've done the grind, because I don't think I would think the same way if I had not done that. So a lot of choices I make as a manager are based on knowing what bands actually go through, how tough it is on tour, what will make it easier for the band, you know?
And I think when you find the right client, that's really what'll help you like make a successful client, you know,
Yeah.
is because you've kind of done this trial and error thing where like you know what works, you know what doesn't work, you know what they probably want, and you know what would probably work best. Is like you kind of have it figured out a little bit, and you know, to have the other perspective of like, of course management knows what's going on because
Right.
the artist will communicate with you every day and stuff like that. But it's like when if you haven't toured yourself, sometimes it is kind of hard. It's like I didn't know a lot of things that happened during touring until I went and toured, you know. So, or like, you know, just being on the inside, it's nice to have that perspective. So I think that'll definitely you know, make you successful, even more successful than you already are. But
Oh, well, that's sweet of you. Hopefully we're getting there. It's a long, slow road, but I definitely in it for the long haul. I